What's going on, everybody? Ochoa here from SB Nation's bloggingthepoised.com, and welcome back. It is officially football season. We've waited long enough, but we finally made it here together. The 2019 season is upon us, and we're all hoping and wishing for big things for the Dallas Cowboys. You know, there are some big storylines when you consider this team and what their goals are this season. You look at it, and this is a team coming off a playoff win last season. They made it to the Divisional Round of the playoffs, their third time in 5 years, mind you, but the Cowboys expect more. Jerry Jones expects more. It's been a long time since the Dallas Cowboys were in the NFC Championship game. In fact, do you know how long it's been since the Cowboys were a step away from the Super Bowl? The last time the Cowboys were in the NFC Championship game, John Elway didn't have a Super Bowl ring of any kind. He since has two as a player. He's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He became a scout and a general manager and built a Super Bowl team of his own. Last time the Cowboys were in the NFC Championship game, Marvin Harrison was in college. He is now in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and he has his own Super Bowl as well. That's why the expectations are large. That's why Jerry Jones is expecting a lot of Jason Garrett. But when you ask him that question, like somebody did at the annual State of the Union address for the Cowboys in Oxnard, he tends to get a little funny about it.
What do you need to see from Jason to bring him back in 2020?
What did you say?
The truth is that Jason Garrett has a lot on his plate this season for the Cowboys. This is his 9th full year coaching the team, and he's had some successes. It's hard to ignore that he has been to the divisional round in 3 of the last 5 seasons. That's with 2 different sort of nucleuses of teams. That's with 2 different quarterbacks. He's managed to change the most important position in the game and still remain competitive. He's managed to get past things like the Ezekiel Elliott suspension, like releasing Des Bryant, like Jason Witten retiring and coming back. But he has to do more. This season for the Cowboys is about that more, and perhaps the most important more for the Cowboys is Kellen Moore. That's right, the first-year offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys is going to be a big piece in terms of what they expect to do. Kellen Moore, just 2 years ago, was backing up Dak Prescott, was getting beat out by Cooper Rush, and here he sits, an offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys with 1 year of coaching in terms of his experience. Last year, Kellen was the quarterback's coach. This year, he's going to hopefully take everything he learned at Boise State and everything he's learned under Jason Garrett and Scott Linehan, who the Cowboys let go of, by the way, and hopefully he's going to put it together and figure this thing out. This is an offense that just 3 years ago had a really impressive run. You know, you think about it, in 2016, the Cowboys had 8 consecutive games with over 400 total yards of offense. That's a feat that at the time only the 2007 New England Patriots and 2013 Denver Broncos had pulled off. The Cowboys were in elite company, but their offense fell off. It's up to Kellen Moore to get this team back on track, because if this offense can match the production that we saw from the defense a year ago, then all of a sudden you're talking about a team that's cooking with some gas. And you know what gas brings? It brings fire, and the hot boys, DeMarcus Lawrence, Tyrone Crawford, Taco Charlton, everybody involved on the Cowboys defensive line figures to be a huge part of why this team is going to have success in 2019. You look at it, and this is a unit that really announced themselves to the NFL last season. Obviously, they had that big win against the New Orleans Saints. This is a group that now features a very rich man. DeMarcus Lawrence got the richest contract in Dallas Cowboys history over the offseason, and as a result of it, he's going to be expected to carry this team. He's going to be expected to be that leader. He's going to be expected to be the alpha, the war daddy that Jerry Jones has wanted for so long. DeMarcus Lawrence is that guy, and he has to be, right? He has to be, or else something is not going to go right for the Cowboys on defense. But as important as DeMarcus Lawrence is, there's a player that this team, this season, the hopes for all of the people that we've talked about so far completely revolve around Dak Prescott. That's right, Dak Prescott, the quarterback for America's team, who's entering his poetically 4th year with this team. Dak Prescott is at a place where a lot of people have doubted him. A lot of people disregard his accomplishments. And there aren't a lot of people who support or believe in what Dak Prescott has accomplished on the field. We're talking about a player, a quarterback, this young kid who has accomplished so much relative to the rest of people that have played this game. Dak Prescott has literally done things that nobody in NFL history has done in terms of his experience. and he's going to have to do more. I mean, the reality is that Dak Prescott plays quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, and with that comes expectations. With that comes scrutiny. With that comes a microscope that is larger and hotter than it is on anyone else in the National Football League. This season is about Jason Garrett. It's about Dak Prescott. It's about DeMarcus Lawrence. It's about all of these moving parts coming together, and if they don't come together in the right way, things could be really bad. This is a year that is going to define how the entire NFL views Dak Prescott because of the situations that involve his class. You look at Carson Wentz, got his big deal over the offseason. Jared Goff's already been to a Super Bowl, and now you've got these young, promising superstars in the NFL like Baker Mayfield, like Pat Mahomes. Dak Prescott has to cement his place as one of the game's brightest young stars, and if he doesn't, it's going to be a long offseason in 2020. You know, I'm already excited about the puns that we're all going to make. It's going to be clear vision and all sorts of things. It's going to be cloudy if Dak Prescott, Jason Garrett, Kellen Moore, and DeMarcus Lawrence and all these people don't figure it out. This season is gigantic for the Dallas Cowboys. This is the most important season this team has faced in a long time. They're coming off of a year where they had success. Do you know how long it's been since the Cowboys went to playoffs in consecutive years? It's been over a decade. The last time that the Cowboys went to the playoffs in consecutive seasons were 2006 and 2007. That's forever ago. I know that sometimes I'll look at the calendar, I'll be like, 2009, that was like 3 years ago. No, my friends, that was a long time ago. And Jason Garrett, his first season with the Cowboys was that 2007 year where the Cowboys won 13 games and set all sorts of team offensive records. But now is the time. Now is when the pressure is the highest, when the heat is the hottest, and when the expectations are the loftiest. Can the Dallas Cowboys pull it off? They have a really favorable schedule early on. They get the New York Giants, Washington Redskins, and Miami Dolphins to start things off. You gotta figure that that's 3 wins out the gate, but they're gonna need them because things are gonna get hard right around Thanksgiving. The season's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a wild ride, and we wanna make sure that you're part of that ride with us. Make sure you're checking out blogontheboys.com every single day for the best Dallas Cowboys coverage on the internet. Make sure you subscribe right here to the Blog on the Boys YouTube channel because we have so much fun stuff planned for you throughout the season. Make sure you're also subscribing to the Blog on the Boys podcast feed. You can listen to a Dallas Cowboys show every single day. That's our promise to you. Make sure, while you're at it, follow me on Twitter at RJ Ochoa, and make sure more than anything you have yourself a fantastic day because you deserve it. We'll see you next time.